Welcome back, everyone. November releases are in full swing already, and I just want to update you guys on some of the shoes that I will be targeting in these upcoming weeks. I'm not going to do a portfolio update today. I'm just going to stick to some of the stuff I'm targeting in the next little while, and then in the next video I will give you guys a current update on where our portfolio stands. Okay, so with that in mind, I want to begin our discussion for shoes we're going to target with this recent release of the Clot Air Force One in this blue colorway. Okay, with that being said, I feel like the Air Force Lows are going to be one of those shoes that in the next little while, let's say for the next 6 to 12 months, will kind of start to pick up a lot of hype drops and subsequently, of course, some good profits to be made on these. Okay, in my opinion, this is due to the fact that the first two Travis Scott Air Force One's low ended up doing very well. They are both now selling over $1,000, and I do not see this pattern stopping anytime soon. Okay, these Clot Air Force Ones have already actually released in some other colorways previously. For example, this white colorway out here. Of course, this was a very limited shoe to begin with, but you can see that even now that this blue pair has released, it's already selling at some pretty high prices. Okay, so as of today, this shoe is at $600. I do foresee this shoe eventually hitting 1,000 plus. Okay, it has the collab. Clot has done very well with their collabs with both Nike and Jordan. The shoe is very, very low quantity in my opinion. Almost nobody online got pairs of these. So again, supply is very low. And of course, like I mentioned before, the Air Force One low, I believe, will have a good rise in overall both hype and in prices in the next little while. Okay, so this is the perfect type of shoe that I'm going to be targeting for a long-term investment. However, at the current prices, I am not quite ready to enter. I'm going to wait till midweek to maybe, so within the next 3 to 10 days, I'm going to keep a close eye on this, and I will update you guys if I am ready to make a entry into the market. Okay, with that being said, if this drops to somewhere around 450, which I doubt it will, I will for sure be pulling the trigger. But that said, somewhere around 500, I think, is where I want to enter this market. Okay, and we'll take that with a grain of salt for now. I will try to keep you guys updated with a more precise number there. Okay, continuing in the Air Force One pattern. Again, like I said before, I feel the Air Force One lows are going to do very well. And so, of course, the next collab that Air Force One will have will be with Travis Scott. And of course, Travis Scott collabs have done very well in the past year. Okay, the 6 is still, I suppose, dropping, but I do expect that to bounce in the long term. Okay, so like the first two Travis Scott lows, I do suspect this one will eventually get to 1,000 plus. Okay, we are still a couple of days from release on this one, so this will be dropping on the 16th. That being said, you can see that prices are already in the 690 range. I do expect these prices to drop somewhere to maybe $400. Again, don't take my word for it here. We will see how the market values these things. Okay, based on that, I'm going to wait for a leveling off of the price, and maybe I will try to call a bottom somewhere within the maybe first to second week of this release. Okay, that being said, I will be looking to get 1 to 2 pairs in the usual size 8.5 to 9.5 range. Okay, with Air Force Ones, I do tend to go a half a size down personally. So with that being said, I might actually target sizes between 8 to 9 instead. Okay, and same goes with the Clot Air Force One. Okay, so again, like I said, this has the collab, this has the Air Force One, and again, I do think this will be quite a limited shoe. Maybe not quite as limited as the Clots, but you know, Travis Scott behind it. Of course, there's going to be tons of demand, and Nike knows to keep supply on the low end. So another thing I want to mention with the Air Forces is, if you don't believe me about this Air Force One hype, look at these two recent drops that we've had, the What the LA and the NYC City of Athletes. Okay, both of these shoes released quite recently. So they released on, this one was on October the 17th. Okay, and you can see that, again, Nike's Air Force Ones retail at about 130. Okay, you can see that the shoe is selling substantially higher than its retail value. You can see that there is already profit to be made, even if we bought on release day. Okay, release day, the shoe was selling for 260. It is, as of today, at 333. Okay, similar with the What the LAs. Okay, again, these are both somewhat limited releases, but again, they illustrate the point that I do believe that Air Force One lows have been picking up some steam in the sneaker community. Let's just wait for that to actually load. Okay, and again, you can see here the What the LAs, they have lowest offer of 460 on them as well. Okay, and these released on the 1st of this month. Okay, and you can see from 130 retail, they're already going for 450, 460 range. You could have had them on release for 330. Okay, so what this might be indicative as well is, if you see the last two Air Forces, this one is the New York one, it might be a good idea to buy them directly on release and then within a week maybe sell them. Okay, at least from the charts that I'm looking at here, that might be a good strategy. Okay, so I'll keep a close eye on the clots in the next 24 hours. With that being said, if I notice prices already starting to swing, that I might enter. And if I see prices continue to decline over the week, then I will wait for that leveling or that bottom. Same goes for the Travis Scotts. Okay, the next shoe I want to discuss here, we're going to stick away from Nike for a little bit, and we're going to discuss this new addition to the Yeezy line. That is going to be the Adidas 380 Alien. Okay, a lot of different opinions on this shoe. With that being said, the play here is not going to be so much about predicting whether this will be the next hit or miss, as much as it's going to be a play on the being first. Okay, so a lot of shoes, or as a matter of fact, all of the shoes in the Yeezy line, the initial shoe, the original colorway, always tends to retain the best value. Okay, especially if this is a limited release. I do believe that this will keep its value, and as a matter of fact, raise in value. Okay, and that is again entirely because this is going to be the first colorway of a new shoe. Okay, we saw this with the Wave Runners, we saw this with the 500s, we saw this with the original colorways that the 350s first came in. All of those are doing better now than the more recent colors that have been coming out on a near monthly basis. Okay, so same thing goes with the 750s, although the 750s have been around to the point where they are, I suppose, starting to drop in price. But again, we're going to target a shorter window, something between 6 to 12 months of holding, and maybe sell out at that point. Okay, so this shoe will be coming out this Saturday alongside the Travis Air Force Ones. So quite a bit of stuff to keep track of this weekend. Nevertheless, the problem here is going to be to find a good entry point. As of right now, I have no clue where these things will be priced at during release. Okay, we can see a couple of sales here for about 660, but it's quite possible that this shoe comes all the way down to 400, depending on how people feel about it. Okay, that's the beauty of the free market. We will let supply and demand decide the fair market value of this. Okay, and the last shoe I want to talk about is going to be the restock that we're expecting near the end of this month of the Adidas 350 in the black colorway. Uh, this is a shoe that I bought quite a bit of pairs a while ago, until it was released that they would be restocking these, at which point I sold out with the intention of waiting for these restock to happen. Usually, a restock means a new injection of supply into the market, and common economics dictates that prices should drop with an increase in supply. And so that is what I'm waiting for here. Okay, near the end of this month, this price that you see here should drop substantially. Okay, the rumors are that there is something like over 100,000 pairs coming. That is a quite substantial amount, and that should cause a fluctuation in the price. Nevertheless, don't expect these to go all the way down to retail. There is still a massive amount of demand for these, especially in such a neutral colorway. Okay, all black shoe. All the other all black Yeezys, like the V1s, have all done very well in the long run. This is a shoe that's very easy to wear, and I do expect these to rise in the long term, regardless of the fact that there is a restock on them. Okay. And of course, this is assuming that there will be no more restocks. In the case of more restocks, then I expect to do the exact same. Okay, sell out, wait for restock, and then buy back in. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting property of the sneaker market. This is not something you would see in the real stock market. Okay, you wouldn't know that there will be a new issuing of shares publicly like this. Okay, I mean, technically there are such things that can happen, but in general, it's not quite as simple as the sneakers, where we just know that more sneakers will be coming to market, and then therefore supply should increase, and then therefore prices should decrease. Okay, so this is a perfect opportunity to make some money. I will be watching these during the week of the restock, and I will be buying as many pairs as possible. Okay, so this will be probably the first shoe that I will buy quite a bit of units in, and I will try to diversify myself with anything maybe from 7 all the way to 9.5. Okay, with Yeezys, the smaller sizes tend to do very well as well, so that's why I'm including them in my watch list as well. Okay, again, the reason I believe in this shoe: good colorway, easy to wear, lots of demand, and there will be great opportunity due to the expected price drop due to the increase in supply. Okay, and I look to hold this shoe until I can make at least a 20 to 30% ROI on it, and from then we will reconsider whether we want to stay in the market or move our money elsewhere. Okay, so busy month coming. I will try to stay on top of everything with you guys. I will try to keep you updated as soon as anything happens. And with that said, make sure to hit the subscribe button and follow us along this journey of making us some money.